Hello everyone, I'm Andrea Fujii. Huge crowds are feeling the burn in Orange County tonight. The Democratic presidential hopeful visited the Irvine Meadows Amphitheater tonight. The Vermont senator vowed to continue his push for the Democratic nomination despite trailing Hillary Clinton by hundreds of delegates. And Sanders lashed out at what he called, quote, the corrupt campaign finance system. KCAL9 political reporter Bryan is live in Irvine, where he spoke one-on-one with Sanders about why he's staying in the race. Dave.
That's right, Andrea, and please don't take the vacant scene here in the parking lot as meaning very few people showed up at the rally. As you indicated, it was a very large crowd. In our one-on-one interview, which took place just before today's rally here in Irvine, Senator Sanders said that his goal is to take the fight for the Democratic nomination to the Democratic convention in July. And how he does here in California in 2 weeks will determine whether he's able to do that. So I asked him about his criticism of the Democratic Party. Senator, you've been telling people in interviews that you can do the math on this, but some Democrats are even asking if you can do the math and you know your chances of winning the nomination are almost zero.
Well, here's some of the math. There have been polls that came out recently where Hillary Clinton actually lost to Donald Trump. So part of the math is which candidate stands the best chance to make sure that Donald Trump does not become president of the United States, and that's me.
Just moments before he walked onto the stage for a campaign rally in Irvine, a defiant Bernie Sanders made it clear in an interview with me that not only will he not quit the Democratic race for president, but if he wins the California primary in 2 weeks, he says he expects to carry that nomination battle to a divided convention in Philadelphia.
I think we have a realistic chance in the sense that if we do really well in California and the other 5 states and in the other non-state primaries, it is possible for us to get 50% of the pledged delegates.
Will you carry that to the convention?
Of course.
So you'll fight at the convention as well?
Well, we're going to take, as I've said many, many times, we are going to make sure that the people of California, the largest state in our country, have a right to cast their ballots as to who they want to see as the next president of the United States. And we are going to take our fight, of course, to the convention.
And when I asked Sanders about the fear many Democrats have about the splintering party, he was even more fired up and attacked the Democratic Party establishment. Some Democrats, as you probably know, they are scared because they look at who's running for the Republican nomination and they look at a Democratic Party they think is splitting apart, is divided.
Well, I look at it very differently. You know, those are some Democrats who are Secretary Clinton's supporters. I look at it is the fact that here in California, I think more than 1 million people have recently registered to vote, which, as I understand it, is ahistorical. It's never happened again. I look at it going to a rally tonight where we're going to have 10,000 people coming out. And the Democratic Party has got to understand that if they're going to be successful, they got to open up. And they got to bring new people in. And they got to bring people in who do not necessarily go to fancy high-price fundraisers.
Despite his feisty tone, which some charge as dangerously dividing the Democratic Party, I asked Sanders about his responsibility to the party. Do you feel some responsibility at the same time for uniting the party to make sure Donald Trump doesn't get elected?
As I have said many, many times, if I am the nominee or if I am not the nominee, I will do everything that I can to see that Donald Trump is defeated. Donald Trump, in my view, will be a disaster for this country if he is elected president, and I will make sure that that does not happen.
Now we've got more coming up at 10 o'clock, more from the interview where Sanders talks about his criticism of the Democratic nominating process, and I asked him about his relationship now with Hillary Clinton. How's that doing? We've got more coming up on the KCAL9 News at 10 o'clock, Andrea.
And Dave, you talked about the math with Sanders. So how seriously are the remaining candidates taking Sanders at this point?
That's a good question. I got to tell you, it's pretty clear that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are really not paying much attention to Bernie Sanders these days because they're too busy attacking one another. They have effectively already started the general election campaign. For Clinton, it's a especially delicate sort of dance that she has to do because a lot of Democrats feel that she will need Bernie Sanders supporters in November to win the election. So on the one hand, she's not really attacking Bernie Sanders anymore. She's moved on to Donald Trump, but she doesn't want to insult his supporters and sort of has to do the soft shoe so she can get them later in the fall. Andrea.
All right, it's a fine line to walk. Thanks, Dave.